Hello everybody out there, and welcome to another episode of the Talk That Talk Show with me, Barry Holmes. Hope everybody had a good turkey day. Everybody's bellies are nice and filled. I'm happy to be here on another Friday night to give you guys another episode of this Talk That Talk Show. Got a lot to be thankful here for. I was able to have my Aunt Doris come over. Shout out to my Aunt Doris for being live here on our stream watching. And I really, had to have my sister come home. And, Thanksgiving is really, I know a lot of times it's highlighted as far as, the different food. We see the different plates and everybody's posting on Facebook what they're eating. But, for me, it's really about just enjoying time with the family and just spending it with people, that really matter to us the most. So, everybody out there, I just hope that you really had a good time on Thanksgiving. I hope you spent time with your family. And definitely appreciate the things that you're thankful for. There's a lot of times here too as well where, things go overlooked, and especially in the times like we are in now where everything is just so highlighted. It's just so important to really appreciate these times and these moments that we can spend with the family and just, be thankful. A lot of times, especially now where, we're just so caught up in, this is wrong and, things are going to get so much worse and, oh, how terrible 2020 was. But, you just really have to look, within our family members and the people that matter the most to us. And that's who we share our Thanksgivings with. So, I appreciate everyone out here that spent some time with me. Shout out to Nick Knight, Kevin Rose on our Facebook live stream, my boy Jeff, Al, Angel. Shout out to Angel, Kevin on our Instagram live stream. But I got a really great episode here for you lined up today. Got to give a special shout out to our sponsors. VW Liquors, located in Wick Plaza, Edison, New Jersey. 13 and a half clothing brand. We're actually going to be doing a raffle for a dope 13 and a half shirt today. So if you want to be put in this free raffle, all you have to do is comment in the chat and say 13 and a half. And if my dad sees your comment in, he will put you in for the free 13 and a half raffle. So shout out to 13 and a half Clothing Company. Also want to give a big shout out to our people at Air We Are, giving us out the best air conditioning needs that we could ever want. Also want to give a shout out to Skydive Socks. My boy Savion's putting out some really hot stuff. You're going to want to check him out. And then also finally want to hit up our boy over at New York Life, Maria, and also my boy Joe Snow. They're helping people to get their financial freedom. So, if you're looking to really get yourself on a plan and put yourself forward and get that financial freedom, please hit her up over at New York Life, all right? We have a couple people that are tuning in as well and commenting in. Remember, if you want to be entered into the raffle for this dope 13 and a half shirt, put 13 and a half in the comments, and my dad will put you in on the raffle, all right? And then finally, I forgot my last sponsor, Parlor, my boy Tim. He's really put together some really dope stuff. He actually hooked me up with these dope Bazooka Barry gaming shirts. I was really happy to make this release because, everybody knows how much of a big gamer I am. So I was just really excited about these Bazooka Barry shirts. And, Tim continuously, tries to put forth his best effort to create some really hot threads and, makes my job easy to push the merch on the streets. My one boy just came to me today and he said, I'm killing it with the merch, but, I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for my boy over at Ink Parlor. And one of the dope things that I have to tell you before I have my guest come on today, but, we had a really good chance, and for those people that didn't see, we released the OG7s, which are our Christmas sweater version of the Talk That Talk Show shirt, the OG7s. My boy Ishabai Crane got one on our Instagram live stream. It's pretty much a red crew neck with a Christmas wreath around with the Talk That Talk in the middle. And we sold out in literally less than 2 days. We sold out in less than 2 days. So that was huge. And, once we, sell out, a lot of times I'm often looking on to the next venture and looking on to what is the next thing that I want to put out to make dope and make hot. And, in the process of spitballing with Tim, he had this really dope idea to try and, help out the people that didn't get a chance to get the Christmas sweater. And I'm just hyped to announce that the OG8s are in process. And for the first time, we're going to have 2 releases this month. And this second release is going to be a green long sleeve, all right? Is everybody listening? Listen in out there. It's going to be a green long sleeve with my face on it as Santa Claus. I couldn't believe it when Tim showed it to me because, it's coming from me. I always enjoyed SantaCon. I would go out to New York City and I go to SantaCon wearing my Santa Claus suit every year. And, with COVID and everything going down, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So, Tim knowing who I am and, trying to surprise me with a dope creative idea, he presented to me the plan and the design, and I just was all in on it. And I said, let's get that produced. So, I'm just really excited to continuously put out hot stuff that people believe in. And, the support that you guys show me and the belief system that you show in me, it means the world to me, and it allows me, it continues to push me and propel me forward to give you guys the best podcast in the game. And, without further ado, one of the things that I like to do, shout out to Pat Callahan on our Facebook live stream. Shout out to my boy Attaboy, Mike Palenko, Uncle Mickey, Brian Spawn, Annette, Ashley, Marcus. We got a lot of people tuned in today, and I'm glad that you are because I had the pleasure of having a guest here on the show, all right? This guy is somebody that I worked with over at Playworks, and he's been one of my really, really good friends. Talk about people that support your dream and, support your vision. This guy has been someone that supported me and then also has taken his own route to building his own brand as well, too. And you know how I am about, people that are trying to do the right thing and propel themselves forward. So, I thought it was imperative. I thought it was super important to bring this guy on the show to show everybody out there that it is possible. So without further ado, please give a big warm welcome. Put your drinks up for my boy, Tim Ibe!
Yerrrrr,
que lo que? Oh, it's all right. We were so excited here that we lost our Instagram live stream real quick, but
yeah, I got excited, man. I'm on the Talk Show. This is monumentous.
So how you feel, man? How's it feel to be on the show, Tim?
I feel good, man. It feels good to be out the house for a little bit.
Right?
Yeah. Especially for this,
Oh, man. And for those people that don't know who you are, can you give the people out there, let them know who you are, Tim?
Up. My name is Tim Ibe. As you know, Barry and I worked back in Playworks a couple of years back, and right now I have my own podcast called Yerrrrr, also a gaming channel. And I'm just a creative person that likes to do cool stuff and hang with my boys. Kind of like what Barry's doing, just chill, play some games, do some podcasting. So if you guys want to check me out, it's Yerrrrr, Yerrrrr, 3 R's, KLK, and then Yerrrrr Gaming on YouTube and every streaming platform you could think of. I'm out here.
Hey, that's what we're talking about, man.
Course.
And he's really dived headfirst into the podcasting. So, being that you're 8 episodes in, how do you feel about this podcasting now that it's new for you, kind of?
So, podcasting is dope, man. I had a podcast, I tried with Lou back in the day, our boy Lou from Playworks as well. Him and my boy Angel, shout out to them. We tried a podcast for a little while called Dub City Podcast. We used to drop epic episodes on Fridays, but it was all kind of like us just testing the waters. I've tried different creative ventures. Like I tried Wave Nightlife, which was this concept of making an app of showing people where the wave is, to go out to party.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So that's still an ongoing business, but because of COVID and stuff like that,
kind of slowed down.
Of course. So with the restrictions that hit us this year, I'm always trying to do something different. So I was like, what can I do? I'm home playing video games. I like to do podcasts. I know people are doing Zooms. Let me try the podcast stuff. And then when the whole what's his name? I'm sorry. The social justice stuff that happened earlier this year with his name is escaping me.
James Blake?
No, not Marcus James Blake. Oh man, it's crazy that it's escaping me. But it got to a point in the country where I just felt like I had to put something on record. I had to give my opinion, and I was like, all right, let me just, like you said, just take a dive head first into Floyd.
There you go.
I feel so disrespectful, but it's just like the Floyd stuff. The George Floyd stuff really just sparked me into the direction of, all right, let me get back on recording some stuff. Let me talk to my people. Let me see where everybody's at. And as far as doing it by this way, as a gaming channel, it's taking it serious. it's challenging, but it's been fun to like mess with it, you know, especially with having so much time on my hands. Like, it's like, why not? That's really, why not?
And I think that that's dope, Tim, because what you've done is you created your own platform. And the crazy thing about it with, what you've done here is that with your platform, you've been able to create almost this whole community within yourself as well, too. So, from podcasting, how have you seen that the reception has been from the community, from your community?
So at first, it was just me. Then I had one of my best friends come on and we spoke about the J. Cole song, Snow on the Bluff, because that was controversial. And then I was just like, I kind of hit a lull of like what I should do next. I don't know. I don't have the energy to be like you, Barry, and be, hey, and be here on my own. So it's like I want to be able to like sit down and talk to somebody about something. I feel like that always comes out better for me, So I was like, what can I talk about? Who can I talk to? And the first thing was like, all right, let's talk about what's happening right now. So after those 2 episodes, I started talking to like friends about just how COVID is impacting them. Then I reached out to some friends that some females that are Latinas too, who graduated are in the medical field. So it's 2 of my close friends, and I asked them to come on. So I really just started to hinge on the people who I know who are doing things and are just living life, that are technically ordinary until you get to know them. So the reception from that has grown, and then with my last 2 podcasts, it kind of like spiked up. I guess from like I've been riding a wave we spoke from before. It's like I got the PS5 and I did a little
unboxing that I had you elevated, you know what I'm saying?
People were looking after that, and then I had my cousins on for that, which was special for me. It's like, let me put my cousins on. And then after that, I went to speak with my boy Matt. Shout out to Matt from Sneaker Fairy and Perth Amboy. He gave me a job when I was younger, and then I wanted to put him on. And then my last episode was with my barber, and I found that the more people who are like close to you that you put on that are actually doing things, everybody else receives it better because it's like, oh, look at my friends on YouTube. Like, let me see what they're talking about. So from day one to now, it's been pretty cool. Especially in the middle of a pandemic, it's cool to have so much positivity be bounced back because you're actually doing something productive.
And I think that the word that you say is positivity, and it's very synonymous with support because a lot of times support is very positive and it can vault us through those places. And what I've seen with growing my own community here on Facebook, we got shout out to Brian Spahn, Jose Flores, Zishan, Shug on our Instagram, Peter Dunn, Carl Samuels. What we've done is we've created these loyal listeners and these loyal fans that come each week and they want to hear what you have to say and what I have to say. And, I can't tell you enough. I say it each and every week and you might get tired of me saying it, but, it's just so powerful, man, because especially in days where, you have those tough times, it's people like this that support you, that, vault you through. Has there been anybody specifically that kind of like has influenced you in this podcasting or that, has kind of helped you to get you in that direction?
So... there hasn't been anybody specific. It's been more of a finding what I like to do thing. Like I said, I tried the whole Dub City podcast thing, and that was primarily just me, Lewis, and my boy Angel. We were just talking about stories about like what was a dub when we were in college. We were first out of college. We were like, what was dub? Going to parties late. Like you should have told me.
Early, right before the keg gets kicked.
Yeah, you know how Lewis is. So it was a hoot to hear us, talk about stuff like that. So once we did that and that was received well, it's just like, hey, we could do something cool. Everybody eventually gets busy with real life. So things didn't finish out with the podcast, but. After that, I just kept doing creative things, So when I got back to this, I was more inspired by like you doing your podcast because I know you were doing the Pure New York Sports.
Yeah, Pure Sports New York.
Pure Sports New York. And that was something that we spoke about back in Playworks time. Where we were interviewing players and stuff. I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like I always wanted to be amongst the players and stuff like that. Like I used to work for the Jets and for the Devils as just game operation kind of stuff. Nothing with the actual athletes.
Yeah, with media.
Kind of like it wasn't media or anything like that. So I was always like a level away, but it was always in the realm where I wanted to be. So it was just little influences of like I like to do this thing and I see that there's people doing it. Why can't I? Why can't I just try it? And then even further back from that, which I spoke about in one of my podcasts with Matt. I used to do sneaker reviews. Like I used to get sneakers from Matt,
Okay.
at Sneaker Fair in Princeton. We used to get them early. Used to come home and get the Jordans and sit there in front of my, flip HD camera. You remember those cameras?
Of course.
And just recording it. So I've always been doing little things, and I was just like, you know what? Why not? I've been picking up little things, and why not try it? I'm always down to try something new, especially when it's something creative, because you never know. You can't put money on that. Like that's just something you do, and if you like it, you do it, and people support you, and if you get the support that you're doing, and it just keeps keeps rolling, it becomes something that's it's beyond any one of us. It's a community, like you're saying. You're building a base, and we're stronger together. So like you talking to me, maybe even if one person from today's streams goes and checks out my stuff,
it's a
you've
win.
Already boosted me. Yeah, exactly. So
and that's the thing that I always wanted to do is like try to elevate my friends. And I don't know if you remember, we had a appreciation day back when we were at Playworks. And I think I still have the email that you sent me.
Yeah.
and he literally thanked me for, whatever mentorship that I had done at Playworks, because, I tried to be that older, bigger brother type figure there. And just the fact that you saw that and took that away and was so appreciative and sent me that email, that's something that I hold true to me, man. And that's the type of people that I like to surround myself around, is those people that appreciate the things that you try to do. And the thing that I respect the most from you with doing this, and what you talked about a little bit earlier, is the fact that you said you tried it, or you're just taking that first step. And for a lot of times, even with myself and other people out there, sometimes they're scared to take that first step or to try and go out there because they don't know what's going to happen. And sometimes the unknown is really dope. You just got to put yourself in the water. And I feel like, I've prided myself on just being someone that jumps in head first, man.
Go, man. It's like what you used to say, try it on, right?
Try it on.
Try it on.
Try it on.
Just try it on.
Yeah, but I think that another thing too that's dope is, especially with podcasting, I've been able to try and separate each episode, right? Like, whereas I'll go by myself or I'll have guests like you on the show. Yeah. And one of the common questions I get, I don't know if you get this sometimes, but people say, how do you find stuff to talk about, or how do you find things to continue to make episodes? So for you, where does that come from, where you're able to create that content and separate and make new episodes so it's not the same stuff?
Yeah, so that's something that I've actually been thinking about, because that was a struggle that we hit with the Dub City podcast stuff. So I knew going into this, it was like, all right, how am I going to schedule it? Because there's a whole workflow. Like, you guys are going live, and I was admiring your setup. It was just like, dude, we do the same thing, but I do it completely different. Like, I would not be able to do this on my own, So, but it was pretty much just thinking about, okay, who can I talk to? Same thing. Who can I talk to so that it's something impactful, so that I'm not talking about the same thing? Mm-hmm. If I'm going to do two things, like if I'm going to interview two barbers, I can't do them back to back, So it's kind of like, it's just thinking about who do I know, what they do, and where do they fit in what's going on right now. I've been thinking about doing things on my own. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how. I've thought about different types of media, but I've never tried it. So once I figure out something that I feel like I'm comfortable with, like maybe I come up with a segment or something like that. It's just a little, something to put out when I'm by myself. I don't have anybody else. Mm-hmm. Or just like a little thought piece or something like that. But I feel like that's a little more produced than the regular podcast. Mm-hmm. So I just haven't dove into that, but it's definitely on my mind. But for right now, it's just trying to find people that I know personally, that I have a connection with, that I can just get in front of a camera and talk to about what they're doing.
And I think one of the things that you talked about with me off camera that I like too is, when you talk about your guest choices, right? And the people that you're choosing to have on, I've tried to highlight my friends, not only that, but also just, pillars of our community, right?
Exactly.
And I feel like, from having our podcast, having mine and you having yours, and now you're highlighting these figures, this also propels yourself as one of those community pillars. So, like, how much does that mean to you to be one of those people that are really looked up to within your community?
To be honest, I don't think I ever look at it that way. It's cool to be in the room, and I still feel like I'm not in the room yet, because it's like there's COVID,
Yeah. Big facts. It's still there,
But it's cool to be seen, and people like see that you're doing something. It's kind of like, oh, he's been doing this, like, oh, this It's different. It's like people have a different perception of who you are when they see you doing something that's off the beaten path. Like,
facts.
People see stuff on YouTube, but they never think one of their friends would be on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which all you really got to do is grab a camera and just say something and put it up there. Like,
facts.
But you know, it's a barrier that people have, and I think we spoke about that too. It's like a lot of people just don't take that step of even getting to. Like, I'm only at episode 9, I think. And where you at? What is this?
This is episode 81.
81. See, we're at 81, and you've been going 81 straight Fridays. Like,
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I've dubbed this now the home stretch to 100.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want you to ever minimize the fact that you say only 8 episodes. Those 8 episodes are something that's going to last and stand the test of time.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that is no small feat, man. So
I think that's the one thing that I appreciate. Like, you're saying, how do I feel about people looking at it? And I think the one thing that I appreciate is, like, anything else, like music or movies. As long as the platform of YouTube is up, or like this recording exists, we are on recording for however long. Like, if humanity ceases to exist and something else grabs it and it's recorded on something and they can access it, it's there. So like it's like being in a history book, so to speak. But it also depends on who's looking for it and what you're doing. So I think right now we're really early in the journey. So it's gonna be really cool to look back at this, you know, a couple of years from now and say, hey, all right, well, hey, we moved up. Like,
yeah. Dude, I mean, I look back at some of the old episodes and I didn't even have a background, you know, didn't have a second mic, didn't have, you know, the possibilities of even Instagram living. So, you know, like I said, you know, even with these podcasts and creating these episodes, I've also, in a way, been able to chronicle my own timeline and my own life, you know. And, you know, one of the things that I've always talked about, too, is, you know, creating influences and trying to, you know, create a legacy or create this persona that will outlive myself, you know. And I feel like, you know, with this podcast, with the merchandise and everything, you know, I feel like I'm leaving this, you know, these great positive things behind to people, you know, so that it can outlive myself, you know, and that's all we can ever ask for is just to be able to create that lasting image. And, you know, you may only just be at 8 episodes now, but just think about where you'll be at 15, 20 episodes from now,
exactly.
You know, and I just, like I said, I respect the hell out of you just for even starting, because I know there's some times that for me, you know, I know, it's Friday, I got to get myself up, and you say I'm so hyped. Yeah, you got to get pumped up, you know, and that can be hard sometimes. We're human, you know, we have stuff that we do, and we might be tired, but
especially now in these times, man, it's not tough to just go through life every day and then have to get up on a certain time to schedule yourself to get on in front of people and be all vibrant and give them energy. Like, it's a task. It is. So
and you definitely speak on that, because I take that as my personal responsibility to try and, you know, for those people that don't have a place to go on Friday night, for those people that, you know, are looking for something, you can hang with me, and you know that every Friday night you can come and I can at least try and pour that energy into you.
Yes,
and I feel like that's something that, you know, almost we were tasked with at Playworks,
oh, for sure.
You know, and trying to, you know, pour that positivity, push that onto people. But that sometimes can be a tough responsibility itself, you know.
To do it on command that's the hardest thing. Because even when we were out there as coaches, everybody's phenomenal, but it's like, can you do it every day?
Every day. When it's cold as shit, you know, like, when the wind's in your face.
When people aren't cooperating, when the kids don't want to hear nothing that you're saying, like, who are you when everything breaks down? Like,
that's a fact, man. When that cold hit, we'll see who's a real coach or not.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
We had a couple people that commented in here. Shout out to my boy Steven Baum, my boy Heem. Shout out to Heems, and then also my boy Elvin. But just a quick reminder, guys, remember, if you want to get entered into the free raffle for the 13.5 shirt, all you have to do is comment in 13.5 in the comment section, and we'll put you in for this raffle at the end of the show. But like you can see here, Tim, you know, I have a sponsor. Oh, he's got his shirt. He's got an official 101.
It's the 101.
Yeah, man. My boy Skydye at Savion actually helped to make that. But, you know, what you've seen with me is, you know, I'd be able to create this merchandise. You know, my boy Angelo has created his merchandise with 13.5. Have you personally yourself thought about merchandising, or is that something that, you know, we can expect from Yerrrrr and
from Yerrrrr, I'm really taking it really, really slow, because I've seen myself again. It's just really, I'm taking this as the piece of everything that I've learned in any project that I've done before. And it's the first thing that I ever do that it's by myself. Like everything else is with partners and stuff like that. And obviously you get people who you collaborate with. Like having guests is a collaboration, so it's not by myself. But learning from my previous stuff, I think at some point I will do merch. I just haven't decided what it's gonna be, or I haven't focused on it yet. I'm really trying to figure out my workflow and how to like maximize the content that I'm doing and make it a thing where it's kind of like a routine and easy, and I'm booking people to to come guest on the show and recording it and having it put up and edited and whatever. I mean, and just putting it out and creating the content. So I haven't really thought about creating merch, but it's always there. And I think honestly, I'll probably start out of something that I'll need. Like maybe if I want coasters in my room, I'll get coasters.
Yeah, something like, or stickers too. Like
So it'll probably be, I need a shirt. Let me get a shirt. Dude,
that's
a couple more. So
and it's funny you say that about needs, because for me personally, that's where I kind of started to branch out with some of my things. So for example, with this last, I knew that the holidays were coming, so what do people want? Christmas sweaters. Yep. So that's a need. Then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well with hats, it's a little bit colder. We might need the beanies. So you see, we got the beanies now.
Sir.
So I think that's dope what you talk about with things being necessary and that kind of pushing you in that merchandising direction. But, I just wanted to tell you too that, for me personally, I didn't start merchandising myself, or I didn't start, putting out merch until June, and that was of this year. So I went through a full year of podcasting before it was even a thought of merchandise. Yep. So sometimes things take time, and don't be afraid to, like you said, just take it slow and get yourself acclimated, because we got time.
No,
we got time.
Sure, I think I take the podcasting thing as my way to like do something and be free at the same time. Like it's a creative outlet where I can schedule it out, and because of what I do, like I can just record it and then post it on Friday. If I record on a Wednesday or Tuesday, it's posted on Friday, and I'm not necessarily recording on Friday, so I can hang out and have my freedom still, which it's still productive, but I still have my time and stuff like that. So
your time, my time is very mega important. You know what I'm saying?
You got your people, but you need your time too, so.
For sure. And I think that one of the things that I like to do on my time, and everybody knows it, I'm Bazooka Barry Gaming. Come on, I'm a big gaming guy. Now, you have Yerrrrr, which is a podcast, but like we said earlier on the show, he has a gaming channel as well too. And one of the first things that you did with your content was that you did an unboxing for the PS5. Now that you've had like a couple weeks now, it was like week 2, week 1 of the PS5. What are your first thoughts on this, and how can you persuade some of us Xbox people out there to try and get a PS5, man?
Oh man, that's tough because so let me talk about Xbox. It's tough because you guys right now, like, you have two different consoles. One has a cheaper price and has less graphics, but then you have the upgrade, which is the X, right?
Series
X. That's the full shebang. And you can also just game off of a PC if you have the Game Pass.
Yeah.
So if you already have an Xbox and you already pay for Game Pass and you're moving up, then that, like, why? Like, it's tough. So the what I'm thinking that PlayStation offers is better. It's the fact that both systems are exactly the same. You don't take a shot if you even get the digital version.
Okay.
But then the controller, man, the haptics on that and the adaptive triggers on that, like,
fire.
It just playing like 2K is crazy. Like, you're backing down in the post and you feel like the resistance from like a guard versus a center. Like, if the guy's stronger than you, you feel the resistance. If your guys are tired, you feel the resistance of pulling the turbo button. And this is something that's not completely developed yet, and it depends on how the actual developers use it. But that's one of the biggest draws, and then I think everything else is really just what you like, man.
Preferences.
Yeah. Like, and what's really gonna bring it home for PlayStation is their games. Like, I feel like that's really what it is. Like, PlayStation I like because it's a console. Like, I'm not playing a PC game. I'm playing console. Like, I feel like at one point Microsoft is just gonna stop doing Xbox.
You think so?
And it's just gonna be PC, and maybe they'll do another console. You can do an upgraded like an upgradable console, kind of how they do their PCs, because they're really into just like letting you stream their stuff, and it's cool because they're a computer company.
Yeah.
You know? Meanwhile, Sony has like probably the best system that's been out since PlayStation 1. Like, the only time they took a hit was PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
You know?
Because and PS3 was okay.
And it
but
was
like
a good system, but it just took a hit. A lot of criticism. It was a huge system.
Bulky.
It wasn't sexy. You know, it wasn't a sexy system, but it got the job done. And even, like, going back then, playing, like, sports games. I usually play sports games. So playing sports games, the delay and the feel of the game was always better on PlayStation than Xbox. Like, I always felt like for example, like a FIFA game.
Yeah.
Like, if I played FIFA on PlayStation, I felt like if I was in control of the players versus Xbox, I always felt like there was a controller lag. But I haven't played the new ones, so I don't know if that's the same going on now. But for PS5, man, the load times are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, the graphics are awesome. But I think the controller in the games is really what's going to sell anybody.
And I'm somebody that has PS5 too, so you know I have the game Godfall, which is the PS5 exclusive.
You like that?
I do like it.
Yeah.
I mean the graphics are really dope, and I think that you really get a sense that you're on next gen. You know what I'm saying? And with PS5 as well too. You know, they have the Miles Morales game, which I know you have too, and it's really like you said. Those games that have those role-playing games or those single-player games, that's really where PlayStation excels, because I feel like with Xbox, where you might have Fable or, Skyrim or something like that, there's not really the variety of those type of games. And I feel like with PlayStation, you have a more variety with that. But one thing that we do have with Xbox, which is kind of why I kind of stay in that realm, is that I feel like it's more of that multiplayer experience. And, when I can hop on at any time, have 10 people in my party, or I can chill with the homies and play. And I feel like, on PlayStation, I don't really get that same multiplayer experience, Do you feel the same way?
So, going back to, like, Xbox 360, because I pretty much had, I think I had all the systems, Xbox and PlayStation alike, throughout the years, Never at launch until, like, now. This is the first system that I ever got at launch because I got lucky on a pre-order or something like that. But throughout the years, I was traditionally PlayStation. Like, PlayStation 2 was probably the greatest system I ever had.
Yeah.
Then I got an Xbox used at some point, and then when Xbox 360 came out, I think the online multiplayer was really what drew me to it, like you're saying. That's when, like, we had Gears of War, we had Modern Warfare 1 and 2, and you can literally go on there and at any time of the day and have a slew of people just ready to play the games. Like, no problem. I couldn't see that on Sony. Like, I have people who had PlayStation 3 and everything, and I would go over to their house. It's like, yo, can you play online? And it's like, no, I don't have anybody. I don't know. It's like, bro, what are you playing? You just play by yourself every day?
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can't. Even sometimes playing my career on 2K be a little tough, man.
Like, you gotta get, like, if you're gonna play video games, you gotta play competitive, man.
With
like,
people.
You have to. You gotta be in a chat room. You gotta be getting, like, coordinated with your homies, playing some Call of Duty, like
high quality reps.
You gotta get your high quality reps in.
Come
like,
on, man.
For me, if you're a gamer, that's how you gotta do it. Whatever it is that you're playing, like, the cool thing, like you're saying about PlayStation, is those games and how immersive they are and, like, the different worlds. Like, I just finished playing a gameplay walkthrough of Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima was tough, bro.
And that, it's like they give you this at the end of the PlayStation 4 life cycle, but it's the greatest thing that they've put out. Like, as far as the combat mechanics and the graphics and just the stories, it's so unique. Like, I've never seen anything executed the way it is, and I think that's the thing with PlayStation. Like, you get that, and then now on PS5, like, it's just upgraded. Like, that's the cool. I mean, Xbox is doing the same thing, but the fact that you have all these games and they just dropped the whole PlayStation Plus collection where you got 20 free games. You got, like, God of War is on there, The Last of Us. You got Batman, Arkham Knight, and a whole bunch of other games. Like, that's where PlayStation knows. Sony knows that's where their money is.
Oh yeah, and they're doing a great job because what we've seen, Hal, is during these holiday season, people are really having a tough time trying to acquire these consoles. Shout out to my boy Alvin. He had a big birthday. Shout out to you. Happy birthday, Alvin. But
happy birthday, bro.
Yeah, I mean, can you talk about just how you were even able to secure your system? Because for a lot of people out there, they're looking out there to try and get one. Like, how did you get your system, and what suggestions do you have for people trying to get systems out there?
Man. So I think it was like September, man. Like they dropped. So it was actually on the PlayStation announcement day.
It was, yeah, because my brother was
Yeah, so it was PlayStation announcement day, and Sony had dropped out of nowhere. They had said that they were going to drop at a certain time, and they dropped like 2 or 3 hours before. So the world went into madness. You know, it was chaos.
It was chaos because they kind of just dropped the bomb on us.
It was like, wait, whoa. Microsoft said 10 o'clock on this day, and then you just doing whatever. So everybody lost their marbles. But I was lucky enough to get on Walmart, and I had 2 laptops going, and I had my girlfriend going, and we were just sitting and just clicking. And at one point, it said it was in cart, and it wouldn't let me check out. And I just had to keep hitting check out and check out and check out. And it would even tell me that it wasn't there, and I was just refreshing, keep checking out. And then on one of the computers, it just hit, and I was just like, oh.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna keep trying to check out on another one just to make sure, but then I checked my emails and stuff like that. So it's just tough, especially with the bots and stuff now. It's almost like you gotta get lucky. You know, it's almost feels that way.
Got a 1 in a million chance now,
man. But your best bet is to have as many things going, like your laptops, your computers. Have as many people helping you as you can. Have all your accounts set up with your shipping address and your credit card.
That's huge because, well, like you said, I'm sorry to cut you off, but a lot of people do not put their shipping information, the payment information in. That will speed the process up quickly.
You're sitting there trying to put your card in, and you got bots trying to just rip them. So if you don't have all your account information set up before you go on any, like let's say for example, I have a whole bunch of alerts. Like IGN Deals is one you can go. Wario64. These are accounts on Twitter that. They're posting all these Black Friday deals, and they've been posting links of like when a PlayStation will drop. Like they just dropped. GameStop might be dropping tonight, guys. I think at 9 o'clock.
Check it. My
check
boy.
It out if it's not time yet. Oh, it's 9:07.
My boy Ish said me and Tyree got the last 2 consoles at GameStop.
Hey,
yes.
Congratulations.
And that was huge, man.
You're gonna love it, man. But yeah, just make sure all your information is set up on whatever platform or website you're trying to get the console on, and just keep trying until it says they don't have any. Even if it says we're sold out, wait until it literally refreshes and you can refresh easily. If it's refreshing and it's taking some time to load, sometimes they're restocking because they cancel bot orders and stuff like that. So just keep trying, man. Don't give up hope because it tells you no one time. It's pretty much just life. Like, just stay there.
Keep refreshing, man.
Stay there till they send you home, man. Like,
and you're 100% right, man. Because I know for me, when I tried to acquire mine, I think it was the Xbox Series X. Because my brother and Ish, they were lucky enough to get me my PS5. But for the Series X, that was the one I really wanted. I think I tried to go on Best Buy. They released it at 12, and that was a dud.
It's mayhem.
It was absolute mayhem. And I wound up lucking out and scooping it up off of Amazon, just like you said, just refreshing and keep and going. And you know, like they said, you just have to be resilient, man. I mean, if you really want the Xbox, I mean, some people are going to try and get the resells. You know, I've had some of my friends that have spent a little bit extra to get the box. And if you really want it, then that's an option for you. But you know,
I'm gonna say, man, I'm a rebel in all types of
no resellers.
So it's like, look, if you're out here reselling and you got all these systems and you're raffling them off to be like nice in the holidays, that's good for you. Let the people get their systems at a fraction of the cost, and you're helping people out making your dollar. I get it. If you're scalping just to sell the system at 2-3 times the cost and you have 10 systems at home, I hope they release every single system they can release January 1st and you get stuck with them, and then somebody can get them at a discounted price. Because what you're doing is unfair. Like, that's not cool to people who actually want the system. Like,
and that will play it.
Exactly.
Man.
Right now, there's a kid somewhere who's begging his parents for a system, or even somebody who's our age, like a grown adult that has saved their money all year to get this system. And you're making it hard for them. Like the world isn't hard enough. Like,
shame on you.
Yeah, like what are you doing, man? Like what are you really gonna do with the money that you're reselling the system with? Like that's what I want to know. What are you resellers using your money for?
Yeah, like spending money. I don't know what they.
If you had a cool plan, I'd be all for it. I'd buy one, you know? But I doubt it. I really doubt it.
But that's the thing too, man. It's like. And what we have seen from the merchandisers and from the Microsoft and PS5, I saw one of the guys on my Facebook. He bought like 4 or 5 of them, and he's posting. He said, "Oh, look at my paperweights." I'm like, "Come on, dude, you're a dick, bro."
Yeah, they try to be nonchalant.
Yeah, come on,
man. Get out of here.
And what we've seen though is because he tried to get so many of them, what these merchandisers are doing is, okay, you want to buy 4 or 5 systems, now you don't get your system till February, January. Yep. And that enables the people that
now their money's tied up.
Yeah, they're not prioritized. You know what I'm saying? My boy Theo says, F the bots. And it's crazy that that some people really spend $400, $500 on a bot just to get all of these systems, man.
Yep.
But last thing, like I said, guys, if you want a chance at this 13.5 shirt, put 13.5 in the comments, and we will put you in for the raffle at the end of the show for this. But like I said, I want to thank you so much for coming here on the show, Tim.
You for having me, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, for sure, man. Like I said, this is a long time coming, and as one of my really good friends, Tim, I thought it was important, like I said, to have you on the show and to show that, with me having a podcast, with Tim having a podcast out there, everybody can eat, and it's like, when it's almost like, it's the same pitch, but just a different delivery. You know what I'm saying? So they're both curveballs. I'm just throwing it 12-6. You throwing a sidearm, you know? So I think that, for us to, share the same space, to highlight each other and to, also support, the next time you ever, want me on your show, I'll come on your show.
Yeah, we got to do that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I will be ready. I got to maybe get a haircut, pull out one of my new hat club joints.
Hey, bro, shout out to my boy Decabs. I had to put out the hat today. Because you can't come on talk without a nice hat. Like,
come on, man.
He wasn't going to do me like that. I had to come, I had to come ready.
And it was funny because he came in the house. I'm like, damn, my man got the pack. I had to run upstairs real quick, get my hat. Like, I can't have
I couldn't just show up crazy. Man.
My boy Theo, see, I told you, he said hat club. You got a hat club? Come on, he knows. But I actually was able to scoop up my... the cookies and cream collection, which I was pretty hype about. Yeah. But one of the things that we get to do each and every episode, which I hope you're really excited about.
No, this is my favorite part so far. Dude.
Guys, we get the beer review. Yes, Come on, who likes the beer review out there? Put it out there if you like it, man.
I gotta get on your level. You got beer sponsors. This is legit.
Yeah, so guys, the beer that we have right here is called Make It a Double with cherries, all right? This is by Cypress Brewery. And my boy Tim, when he came in, he goes, I feel like I've heard this. Where's Cypress? Yeah. And it's literally right in Edison, man. Yeah. So to have this brewery right by my house, it was almost without a question, to try and get this beer, man.
Yeah, man. This is dope, man. To have something so close to home, this is sick.
Yeah, man. And the type of beer that we're going to be trying out today is called a Belgian Style Double Ale with cherries, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and clove. I mean, wow. When you hear that combination, wow.
Sounds incredible.
So we're going to put this here in the glass here, guys. If you have your drinks out there, please. Cheers your drinks up. We're going to review this beer.
Drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly, yes. That's a huge one. And guys, remember, if you want to get entered in for the raffle, put in 13.5 in the comment section, and we will put you in for the raffle for the 13.5 shirt. Shout out to my boy Angelo Crognali, who's putting out some real dope shit. And yo, let's cheers up for this beer. Here we go.
Bartender, make mine a double with cherries. Cypress Brewery.
Hey,
that's
you got pops with the stinger.
The sound bites, man.
I'm telling you, that guy, he's the guy. You guys think Barry's a star. You have no idea.
We gotta throw him on a shirt soon, man. But
yeah, you gotta get your pops on a shirt.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna have to be a merchandising. Yeah, but for everybody out there, thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Talk That Talk show. This is one of our beers, man. And if I had to ask you, bro, 1 to 10, what would you say about this beer? 1 to 10.
See, I'm an IPA guy, so the Belgian stuff is cool. I really started drinking like Blue Moon and stuff, so it kind of reminds me of a cherry Blue Moon. And I dig it. Like I would say it's a solid 8.
Okay.
More because I'm not a beer guy. I like liquor, so it's for me. If I'm gonna drink it, I will, and it's a good beer. So solid 8.
Yeah,
solid 8.
I think I'm Yeah, I'm gonna follow you up with that. I'm gonna go with the 8 too because I think it's a very smooth taste. I can definitely taste, the clove and the nutmeg and all those different things. And, all of them combined together, it kind of gives a little bit of that bitter taste, but it's not too bitter where it's overbearing, So I think I'm going to go with the 8 with the 2. I don't see myself drinking 3 or 4 of these, but 1 or 2, I'll definitely have of these.
I don't know if I could crush a 6-pack.
They only come in 4.
Oh, see? Maybe 4. I could swing a 4.
Yeah, I gotta see how much. Let me see percentage-wise is on here. Oh, this is 6.5% alcohol. Brewed right in Edison, New Jersey. Come on, baby. We got the best in the business, man. Come on.
That's some good beer, man. That's some good beer.
But yeah, thank you so much again, Tim, for coming here on the show.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Nah, man. It's huge, bro. Like I said, to share the same space and, to also have this show where you can come on here means the world to me, dude.
Who would have thought, right?
Right? 81 episodes, right? But, in closing, man, if you had any type of advice to give some of my viewers out there, what would you give them? What advice would you give them?
For starting a podcast, go on YouTube, man. If you have any type of doubts, YouTube got everything. Like, YouTube is the new school. Get the equipment that you can. Like, right now, Barry's going off a phone. You can just get a little tripod and just live stream off your phone and riff it that way. If you can get a way to record that, you can put that on anchor.fm and that's free. And you get the MP3. It's really about mustering the courage to get on camera or on audio and record yourself, as well as the consistency and finding things to talk about. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to be the best. Just be different. Be you.
Yeah, man. And I think that's, really big, man. You talk about being you, and I think that's something we both pride ourselves on. That's why we're able to be here in this space, man. Thank you so much for coming here on the show. I got one more job for you. You think you're up for it?
Let's do it.
All right, so we have here the raffle, all right? So
these are the people who put 13.5.
Yes. So for everyone that put 13.5, we've closed the polls. It is only these people here that have been tuned in that actually commented in 13.5. And we're going to have you spin the wheel to see who wins the 13.5 shirt. So
I just click it?
Yep.
No. There you go.
Right in the middle, right?
Yep.
And just click it.
Just click it.
I'm about to bless somebody.
All right, here you go. Let's bless them. Let's see who is going to get the official hot 13.5 shirt. And it is, who is it?
Tommy H.
Tommy H. All right.
Tommy H.
My boy Tommy H. Big shout out to Tommy Hilfiger. He's a rapper. We know him from your right? So we're going to have him in some fresh 13.5 threads. We're going to send you out. I'm going to send you a message on Facebook, Tommy, and I'll get your information. And we'll ship this shirt out to you, man. Thank you so much for participating in the 13.5 clothing grand raffle, man.
Thank you guys for watching, man. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, B, for having me.
Oh, for sure, man. Like I said, you're one of my really good friends. And, I'm just happy to be here and to have you come here and just be yourself, man. I think that a lot of times people try to, say things that other people want to hear, but, you're just yourself, man.
Chill out, bro. Just be cool.
Just be cool, dog. Like, what sounds so easy, just so hard for some people, man. Like, just Mac, just Mac, But before we close out, I gotta thank our sponsor. Shout out to VW Liquors, located in Wick Plaza, Edison, New Jersey. Let's go, Mets! Let's go, Mets!
I'm not a Mets fan, but shout out to you.
We always do that for Dave at the end of the show. We love Dave, love Caroline, Neva, Tim. Tim actually suggested this beer. Love him, man. Shout out to my boy Gabe Azzarello, who scooped up himself another Christmas sweater. So, I got a lot of people there that support me. Crystal Dice, like I said, I feel a responsibility to be, that person that is a pillar in the community. And when I come in there, I'm always talking to people. And, it's that type of support that they show me that enables me to show that type of love and support elsewhere, too. So thank you so much, guys, at VW Liquors. Also, big shout out to Ink Parlor. They helped me make these dope, incredible shirts that you see. The Talk That Talk. High quality reps, dog. Come on, baby. So shout out to Ink Parlor, my boy Tim. He helped me put out these, like I said, these OG8s, which have my face on them. They're going to be really super dope. My boy Brian Spawn got himself an OG3, so shout out to him. But yeah, shout out to them. Also, my boy Savion over at Skydye Socks. He's putting out some dope stuff. You want to hit him up. Also, 91s.com. My boy Cody Bromley's got the best acid wash apparel in the game. Then also, we want to give a shout out to 13 and a Half Clothing Company, which we just raffled off the shirt. My boy Angelo's doing some really amazing things. I think he's got some beanies coming out too soon. So
it's cold out too. We need them.
It is time. It's beanie time, man. So definitely want to hit him up. Also want to give a shout out to my boy Joe Snow and Maria. Also helping people to get their financial freedom everywhere. If you're trying to set yourself up, giving yourself a plan, give yourself some financial freedom, please hit them up over at New York Life, and they will get you some type of plan to put you on some financial stability as soon as possible, all right?
Get that PS5.
Yeah, right. Try to get that PS5, man. And yo, honestly, man, this is pretty much it, man. This is the Talk That Talk show. I'm here.
Pleasure,
like I said, yo, I love you so much, Tim. I'm gonna get this edited out and give the people what they want. And like I said, this ain't gonna stop, bro. It ain't gonna stop.
We're doing it now.
I'm on episode 81. You're gonna be on episode 9.
You gonna go?
And here we go to infinity and beyond, brother.
Let's go, brother.
Let's do it. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all. Please give a big round of applause for Tim, who came on here and absolutely killed it.
Thank you.
We had a couple people that asked in for some of your threads. So for one more time, can you tell the people where your handles are and where they can find you at, Tim?
So it's Yerrrrr, it's Yerrrr, 3 R's, KLK. On YouTube, on Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. And the gaming channel is Yerrrrr Gaming.
Yeah.
Same thing, YouTube, everywhere, Twitter, Instagram, I'm everywhere. Just look for me, you'll find me.
So please, guys, I'll put it in the comment sections too when I post the videos. But please hit him up at Yerrrrr Gaming, Yerrrrr for his podcast. Yep. He's doing dope stuff. You gotta support people that are doing the right thing. And this guy is somebody that's doing the absolute right thing, all right?
Appreciate that.
This is the Talk That Talk show.
Talk that talk.
Yeah, shout out to Pops in the back.
Right?
Killing it.
Got the best soundboard in the game, dog. Best soundboard. But yo, my hat's off to you guys.
Of course.
And I'll see you next week, all right? See you next week.
Peace.